good morning and welcome to our channel Genius Structures. I am your host Dr. Sumant Kulkarni. Today we are going to talk on very different subject. This video I am making specifically for those who are going to attend the coming GATE examination, and this is especially for civil engineering aspirants. So I request all of you to see this video very carefully and watch it till the end. There will be very important tips given to you throughout this video. This will be a short video, but this video may change your direction of how to study about GATE examination, which is coming in February 2021. Okay. So whenever you are going to appear for such competitive exams, definitely there will be some competitions. So friends, for your information, this year, do you know how many number of students are appearing for this GATE 2021? They are about 8,82,000. Last year, this number was 8,59,000. So relatively there is now somewhat increment in number of students appearing. Please bear in mind, those who have already passed out B exam, those who are in T and B for this current academic year, those three types of students will be there for the examination. So see how much is the competition. And when there is competition, you must do the preparations accordingly. Also, now there are only 2 months remaining, because the examination will be in offline form or online form. So considering the first date of the examination, which is 5th of February, you have to consider this particular reference date. And if you consider today, we have 16th December. So less than 2 months we have in our hands. And if you have not at all started preparations regarding this examination, this video will be helpful for you to plan strategically how to crack GATE 2021. So let us start with the mission GATE 2021. So now, as far as this strategic planning is concerned, we have to divide the whole civil engineering syllabus in different subjects. Now, at engineering level, from first year to final year, we had some broad areas of other subjects. For example, structural analysis, structural design, engineering mechanics, strength of materials. So these subjects lie in the same category. Environmental engineering, most of the universities have 2 parts. Then fluid mechanics is interlinked with hydrology, water resources engineering. Many a times it is clubbed together. Then there are some different subjects like geotechnical engineering and foundation engineering. These are clubbed together. So mostly these are the broad areas wherein there are 2 or more than 2 subjects in that particular club. Okay, so first of all we will see what is the different broad classification of these subjects, how we have to allocate certain time whatever is available with us, considering that we are now starting for GATE preparations. Okay, so barely 40 days are available with us, complete month of January and 15 days of December, and we will at the max assume 3 days from February. So 40 to 45 number of days are available with us, and it is assumed, or we have to plan that each day we are going to study 10 hours. Yes, being a student at this point of time, we do not have any engagements like we have to attend college, you have to attend lectures, nothing like that. Okay, because most of the universities have finished their semesters. So if you are planning to now go for preparation of gates, this is very important. This strategic planning is important. So let us start now at the actual time that needs to be taken or given rather for each subject. So to start with, when you are learning any civil or any engineering program, you are starting with this subject. Okay, but in GATE exam, this one particular area is also there on which some questions are asked, some weightage is there. So for general aptitude or reasoning, I have given 30 hours. You may give more, 5 more or 5 less. And how or what questions are asked? There are only 10 questions. What are these 10 questions? There are 2 categories. 5 questions are there which carry 1 mark. Remaining 5 questions are there which carry 2 marks. So for this particular area, general aptitude and reasoning, there are total 15 marks. Okay, and for this, whenever you complete your engineering or even if you are up to 3rd year level, you are confident enough, in general, you are confident enough to appear for 1 mark questions. Okay, general aptitude. And most of the times we are able to score 100% in such questions. I am talking about only these 5 marks. Remaining 5 questions, 10 marks. Yes, you need to give time, but for 10 marks, you need not work more than enough, and you need not give much time. Instead of that, you can focus your concentration on technical questions. That will be very much beneficial for you, and it will give you more chances of cracking the gate. So this part you leave up to your own abilities. Okay, it means just like a batsman is batting, and whoever is the bowler, if he is bowling, whatever the type of ball is coming to him, to the batsman, he will play accordingly. So just like that, you play with those questions accordingly. Okay, then comes a little bit to the technical part, engineering mathematics. Yes, in engineering mathematics there are mostly 2 parts. M1, M2 is what we popularly say. In some of the universities there may be M3 also, and there are some branches which are also taking some subjects like numerical methods, but numerical methods will have their particular applications. Say for civil engineering, numerical methods have their civil engineering applications, like finding out deflection and slope using central difference method, forward difference method, backward difference method, and likewise. Okay, in engineering mathematics, majorly these are the parts on which questions are appearing in GATE exam. So differential equations is 1, 2nd is calculus, 3rd is linear algebra, 4th is matrices, and if you want, you can add numerical methods also, but related to particular branch. So for this, I will give, or at this particular time, within 45 days, you can give 40 to 45 hours. Considering you are studying 10 hours per day, this subject should take 3 days away from you. This should take 4 to at the max 5 days. Okay, so in 1 week you can complete your 2 broad areas, but you need to study to the point and not haphazardly. Okay, now let us go to the next subjects, which are the core parts of civil engineering. Now we will move towards our core engineering subjects, starting from engineering mechanics. So engineering mechanics is relatively a difficult subject when you are at FE level, because this you are coming across very first time, and very different concepts are studied in this subject for first year students. But when you are a T or B student, those concepts become relatively easy, because you are applying these concepts so many times in strength of materials, theory of structures, structural design, and so on. So if you have interest in subjects like theory of structures or structural design, so after T or B, studying engineering mechanics will be very easy, because we know what are the applications, only that we have forgotten maybe the basic concepts. So you can just brush up your memory and revise your knowledge regarding these different chapters. Okay, so equilibrium of forces, center of gravity and moment of inertia, this you often do for rectangular, triangular, I section, L section, T section, and so many things. Okay, so questions will also be asked on these particular sections maybe. Then friction is there. Friction we often tend to forget, because there is no anywhere there is no application of friction in civil engineering problems as far as UG syllabus is concerned. Not much, but to some extent we have to revise this knowledge also. Then free body diagram, yes, we have been hearing this for so many times. Free body diagram. Okay. Then dynamics, yes. As a civil engineer, there are no major applications as far as dynamics is concerned, but there are few concepts I am of the opinion that it should be revised. The concepts like Newton's laws of motion, first law, second law, third law, and then relative velocity, and so many things are there. So some important points like relative motion or Newton's laws, something like this should be revised as a civil engineer. Then comes the strength of materials subject, very core and important subjects, and this I have divided in different chapters. As far as time allocation is there, I have divided engineering mechanics in 5 hours each. So 5 subjects, 5 hours each, total time 25 hours. Now SOM is also simple now at T and B level, because if you say SFD BMD, we have done it for complicated problems, so we come across relatively simple analysis problems of SFD and BMD. So in SFD and BMD, there is mainly questions on point of zero shear force, contraflexure, maximum bending moment, and so on. Okay, or different results for standard cases like draw BMD or following other 4 figures, and you have been given 4 options. This is the correct BMD for this particular standard case. So this we should know. Okay, so how to conceptually approach these chapters you must understand. So starting with simple stresses and strains, here unit conversion is very important. Consistency of units is really important. So simple stresses and strains, mainly you have to convert stress from one unit to other unit, like gigapascal or megapascal to Newton per mm square, Newton per centimeter square, and so on. And these conversion factors you must by heart, and by practice only you will be able to by heart it or remember it. Then bending and shear stresses, yes, bending stresses sigma by y is equal to m by I is equal to E by R. This we have done for so many sections, I section, T section, L section, rectangular section, and so on. Then shear stresses also we have done Q is equal to SA y bar upon BI. That is important one. Then deflection of beams. There are different ways to find deflection of beams. Like Macaulay's method is there. Then moment area method is there. Conjugate beam is there. Even though these methods are obsolete, some questions are here and there asked sometimes in GATE exam. And again there is Castiglione's first theorem and second theorem. So strain energy method is also there. Then principal stresses and strains. This we often tend to forget or neglect. So this last part should also be included. This is what I feel. So as far as these chapters are concerned, again you can give 30 hours to this total subject, 6 hours per chapter. Okay, so 30 hours is what I feel. 30 hours. From first year, now we have completed second year subject, which are important. There are some more second year subjects that also we shall now see. So now we will turn to more deeper level in civil engineering, and some more important subjects are coming ahead of us now. Surveying is relatively easy, but yet it is important. So compared to other subjects, this subject need not be given that much time. However, I have tried to what we can say, divide this particular subject in very important chapters, which will be important from GATE exam point of view. So compass surveying is very first that we come across. So 6 hours I have allotted to this. Photogrammetry 6 hours, leveling 6 hours, and there are different instruments which are important instruments for doing the surveying task. So as far as surveying instruments are concerned, EDM, theodolite, two-till station, the working of these equipments as well as their applications are important. So 6 hours for this. So in all 24 hours, 1 day, or if you are saying 10 hours a day, 2.5 days. In these 24 hours, you can complete your surveying part to the specific. Okay. Then geotechnical engineering and fluid mechanics. These two subjects are very heavy, and major questions are asked on these two subjects, or these particular topics or chapters. So for geotechnical engineering, I have given some more weightage, 3 complete days, 10 hours a day. So soil properties is one important thing in geotechnical engineering that you have to focus on. Relationship between different properties, index properties, and so on. Then tests on soil. Okay, those procedures, their codal provisions, their applications, and so on, you have to study. And one specific subject is there apart from geotechnical engineering, which is mostly at third year level. So 10 hours I have given. 1 day is sufficient for this, because if you study these two in details, this will be easy. Okay, because this is the extended part of soil mechanics. Next, fluid mechanics. Yes, 3 to 4 things I felt they are important: statics and dynamics. Static fluid mechanics, dynamic fluid mechanics, properties of fluids is there, then non-Newtonian and Newtonian fluid, and so many things are there. Classification of fluids is there, and depending on the different parameters. So that one first chapter is properties of fluids actually. Then flow through pipes, very important applications as far as civil engineer is concerned. Then flow through open channels, this is also important, very important, the most important of all the things. Then boundary layer theory. So for this I have given 6 hours per chapter. So you can have or stick to 24 hours, or you can extend it to 30 hours. So mostly 30 hours, 3 hours should be sufficient enough to cover this particular topic or broad area. Now let us turn to a very different and interesting subject, or the list of subjects which are very much interrelated to engineering mechanics, strength of materials and so on. To start with, theory of structure, which is the extension of STOM, strength of materials. So a theory of structures or structural analysis is very broad area, and even if it is very broad area, we need not be afraid of this. And it is usual tendency of all the students to neglect all the structural engineering subjects. This should not happen, because they are very important part of the civil engineering program. So theory of structures, what exactly should you study? First and foremost thing when you start with theory of structures is static and kinematic indeterminacy. These concepts must be clear, because chances are more that there will be definitely 1 or 2 questions in each year's gate examination. Then analysis of trusses. Analysis of trusses we already have learned in engineering mechanics also, but at this level, engineering mechanics difficulty level definitely will not be there. Then what will be there? What we have learned in engineering mechanics: determinate trusses, perfect frames. Okay, engineering equations of equilibrium available, which are 2 or 3. In case of trusses per joint, there are 2 equations of equilibrium. For whole truss, there are 3 equations of equilibrium. So for perfect frame or determinate trusses, available equations of equilibrium are sufficient. What is expected in theory of structures? Indeterminate trusses. Okay, so to solve indeterminate trusses, there are strain energy methods, flexibility matrix method, stiffness matrix methods and so on. So that particular analysis is expected. Also temperature stresses, lack of fit and so many applications are there. So these particular applications to indeterminate trusses will be or are expected in theory of structures for analysis of trusses. Then influence line diagram. Yes, this is always very confusing, maybe sometimes boring to all students, but very short questions on influence line diagram will also be asked, can also be asked in gate examination. So make your concepts very much clear about these 3 points: static and kinematic indeterminacy, analysis of indeterminate trusses, and influence line diagram, its applications to beams and trusses. Okay, so I have allotted 20 hours to this, 2 days. It is sufficient. Static and kinematic indeterminacy, this can be completed within 3 hours. Okay, analysis of trusses, 1.5 day you can give. The remaining half day you can give to influence line diagram, but not more than this time you should allot. Now RCC structures and steel structures. RCC, it is most of the universities are following 2 parts of RCC structures, SD2, SD3, or some different short forms are there. So structural design 2 and structural design 3 is there, and these are usually at 3rd year 2nd semester and final year 1st semester. So how to actually approach to this subject, because so many concepts are involving here and its area of application is very large. And major thing, IS 456. So how to start with? And whatever I am going to tell you, it is applicable to steel structures also. Here also this subject appears only once throughout the civil engineering program and then it vanishes. So many a times our knowledge related to steel structures is very less, and we do not get exposed to steel structures often as we get exposed to RCC structures. So for both, you do one strategy. Whatever the submission drawings you are having, submissions you are having of the structural drawings, let us say in case of RCC you have structural plan of the building. Then you have structural drawings of the slabs, beams, columns, foundations, and so on. So at the max there will be 4 sheets. Okay, structural drawings of all these elements: slab, beam, column, footing. So try to keep your drawings in front of you, and wherever the drawing is there, let us say I have a design of beam, I have drawn one section of beam. So in this section, which IS codes or IS clauses I have referred, just try to note down, show them. Let us say depth is there. So for depth, which IS clause, IS 456-2000, which clause I have referred, write the number. Okay, and go to IS code and see what does this clause say. Definitely the language in this code, IS code, is difficult to understand. So try to refer the online material or reference books or textbooks. Do not refer the local publications. I am specifically telling you, do not refer local publications, because chances of mistakes are there in these local publications. I do not want to criticize anyone, but my suggestion, go for reference books, standard reference books, and you will get the exact meaning of such clauses in details in such reference books. And from these explanations, just try to find out keywords. What is the meaning of that particular clause? What does it want to say? If suppose one equation has been given in that particular clause and there are different meaning of terms. So meaning of terms in IS codes, they are very difficult to understand at first. But these meanings have been decoded by different eminent authors for us in their reference books. So go for the reference books. This is applicable for both steel structures as well as RCC. So wherever you find some clause is applicable to this particular drawing, write the clause number, write the page number there, and in the bracket below the clause number you just try to write the keywords from the meaning that you have understood by referring the reference books. So this is how you can complete your study just in 4 drawings, the study of steel structures and RCC structures. As far as steel structures are concerned, bolted and welded connections are there, so study of these 2 is important. Then IS 800-2007, that is classification of different structures is there. Sections is there: compact, inelastic, elastic, plastic, and so on. And then structural drawings. And then in steel structures there is one more thing: plastic analysis of beams and frames. Usually in all the universities there is only one chapter given to this particular point, and in that chapter there is analysis of beams and frames. So friends, if you have any difficulty in understanding plastic analysis, I have 8 to 10 videos of this particular chapter only, plastic analysis, on my YouTube channel. So you can refer those videos also. So if you are new to this channel, do subscribe the channel, and now we will go to the next chapters. Okay. Now let us see the next broad areas and particular subjects. One is irrigation engineering. I have written this first, but you should go for water resources engineering, then you should go to irrigation engineering. So as far as water resources engineering is concerned, there are 5 main chapters that I feel are important. Canals and dams. Yes. So different background from canals and dams is important. Then you go to hydraulic design, that is different water levels are there in order to design the canals and dams. Then hydrographs, then runoff, and then infiltration. These are related to I think hydrograph and so, and these are related to hydraulic structures. So maybe different name of the subjects is there in different universities. However, if you study or cover these 5 points in this particular heading or broad area, you will be able to achieve good scoring. This is an important part of GATE. So I have given 6 hours to each chapter or subject. I have to say. So in all 30 hours, 3 days are needed to be given to this subject. Then irrigation engineering, types of irrigation is there. 6 hours I have given. Crop water, 6 hours. Duty and delta, these are the two concepts on which a lot of times MCQs are asked in GATE exam. So I have given a little bit more weightage, 8 hours. So in all there are 20 hours I have given to this irrigation engineering. Now we will see most of the final year engineering subjects. We have completed up to third year now, and in next we will see environmental engineering and transportation engineering. Now we will come to last part of this GATE examination subjects. So definitely we have to go through a lot of subjects and we have to study them. So environmental engineering is one such area. This environmental engineering, it has broadly two parts: environmental engineering 1 and 2. First we study water supply, that is potable water, its quality and how it's treated. So treatment to water is also there. Then wastewater treatment, once it gets polluted, we have to make it or bring it in such a state which will not be harmful to the environment. So that is one of the responsibilities of civil engineer. And another area of environmental engineering is air pollution. So I think this should be given, this particular subject should be given 2 days. 1 day for water supply, second for water treatment to the wastewater, and then some part for air pollution. Next is transportation engineering. Mostly transportation engineering and concrete technology materials are same, because it is usually road, that is which are made up of concrete roads, and we are not taken anywhere concrete technology, please remember. So concrete technology can be included here, and mixed design you can separately study. You can add one more point here. So design of pavements is the major part of transportation engineering, which is flexible pavements and rigid pavements. And then testing of materials, where tar is there, and so many things are there, like aggregates, cement, not cement but sand is there. Then aggregates are there, so flakiness index, elongation index, these properties you can study. Compaction factor test is there, and then crushing strength is there, and such properties which are similar to that of a concrete material, it can be included here, and you can add additional part as mixed design of concrete. Then traffic engineering is additional chapter that I feel is important as far as transportation engineering is concerned. One more thing, one more chapter or area, broad area, is project planning. This is simple, relatively simple. In this we can add or concentrate on CPM and PERT bar charts. Okay. Then float is concept there, then slack concept is there, and then resource allocation. So for this you can give 3 days, because this is a little bit important, and after UG you can have PG also here in this particular area only, construction management. So friends, in this video I have tried to give you how you can plan strategically the study for Mission GATE 2021, and there are few important points also I have discussed throughout the video, so do not miss any part of the video. Friends, if you are new to this channel, do subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon and like the video, and you can also share the video. If you have any questions related to GATE, you can ask through the comment section. Thank you very much. So friends, I have tried to summarize this whole strategic planning in number of days, starting from today, or you can start even from tomorrow, and let us see how many number of days it will take for you to plan and prepare for Mission Gate 2021. So each broad area we discussed how or how much time in hours is to be allotted. Considering 10 hours per day, we have these many number of days. So if I add these together, it will come around 39.5 number of days. So you can round it off to 40 days. Let us say you will add 2 more days in this, so 42, or let us say 43 number of days. You can strategically plan your study, and you can crack the gate examination. In next coming videos, I will talk on each area how to study this. Okay, so keep following my videos, friends. It will be very useful for you. Maybe you are not able to follow it completely, the schedule of 42 days, but at least you try to cover 75% of this schedule strictly, and then only you will be able to overcome the difficulties. Now practically, what are the difficulties in following this schedule? There are some more things that you need to control, and first and foremost thing, keep yourself away from social media. Do not follow Facebook, Instagram, and any other platform. You can refer these YouTube videos, of course, but keep yourself away from WhatsApp, Facebook, and any more things that deviate yourself from following this schedule. Second thing, do not use or watch many of the movies on internet. Keep away from Netflix, Amazon, etc. whatever you watch. Then strictly follow this schedule, then only you will be able to overcome your difficulties. Prepare your mind and follow one strict timetable, 10 hours a day. Each day, if you study hard and intelligently, you will be able to achieve your goal for sure. For any queries, you can ask me any questions. Thank you.